Good morning. We're going to be working with Flipaclip, and this application you should be able to download on your Chromebook. There's a lot of ads with this application, so just make sure that you're not clicking on too much of the advertisement or video games or anything like that. Just keep it simple. So this is the starting screen for Flipaclip, and we're going to press plus down here at the bottom. Name your application, your video. I'm going to call mine's bounce one. And you're going to hit create project. You can do some interesting things with the background, but we're just going to keep it simple here with the normal screen. Okay, so let's look at the environment here for Flipaclip. And let's start with the top. We have rulers, and this gives us perspective. Also, it gives us circles and squares, and it's pretty good to use that if you're using like a horizon line or vanishing points or something like this. If you press on circles, it'll draw circles for you, squares, just like in the sketchbook application. The next button at the top, we have a copy and then paste button here, and also an undo and redo arrows. The three dots here in the corner give you more information as far as the settings. So if you look through settings, that's what we were given in the beginning. Frames per second may come in handy a little bit later. Also, we have frames viewer, and so this gives you all of the frames that you have. Onion, we will use onion and grid. This is going to be helping us to place things in the right place so that it doesn't look like it's skipping too much. You can add images, and that's really cool because you can create some of the images in Sketchbook and then you can bring them into here. We'll practice that later. And we can even add video. So maybe something from the Screencastify. And then also the make movie button is right here in the three dots here at the top. Okay. Moving to the bottom of the screen, we have a music icon on the far left. And this gives us some music, some ability to put in noise and even record some of your own stuff. So if you wanted to make a bouncing noise, you'll have to give it access and it'll give you a recording option. Be patient with that. Um, we have at the middle part of the screen, we have plus sign for more slides, and that'll give us the ability to draw some more. You can rewind, play, fast forward, and you can add, multiple layers, which is going to be really good for later on. And there are functions for that. Okay, and then your drawing tools are on the left side of the screen. You have a pen. You can have different kinds of pens, brushes, pencils, markers. You can have the different thickness, and you control that by moving up and down, clicking and holding, plus moving up and down for the thickness of the pen. And then you also have opacity of the drawing itself. And I want to start drawing a circle here. This ball is going to be very simple, and I'm going to make it so that it looks like it's bouncing into the distance. So it's going to be getting smaller as it goes on. Now the plus sign at the bottom gives me another screen, and notice I have the onion skin on, so you can have it on or off. Go to the three dots on the side and it'll give you that. You can also turn on the grid, and you can view the grid or not. See how it takes out the grid. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and use the grid and the onion skin. It'll show us the previous part of the drawing. And I want to use my marker. Okay, and that's gonna give me the circle. I'm gonna add another part of the screen here. I want this ball to look like it's going to recede into space. So I'm going to start shrinking it a tiny, tiny bit at a time. And make it look like it's bouncing. So again, every once in a while, I'm going to make this shrink, this circle shrink. Oops. Remember to click plus. And you can already start to see that this is going to recede into space. It's a bit slow. I'm jumping a bit too much. But we'll see how this turns out. I'm not going to worry too much about this line just now. I'm just going to continue with my drawing here. So now for this ball to look like it's bouncing, I have to also make it look like it's coming down. So just going to continue repeating the steps here by adding a screen, making the ball now go in a different direction. And I have to remember not to forget adding a screen and continuing to shrink down this ball. Now, I'm going to make an impact here. So I'm going to squish and enlarge the ball here so that it looks like it's being compressed as it hits the floor. And squish it even further for my next screen. It's going to begin to unsquish. And now this is going to continue to move off into the distance here. And I'm going to continue adding screen, shrinking the circle a tiny bit, moving it. Try not to shrink too much at one time because then it won't have the effect we're looking for. I keep forgetting to add a screen, so try not to forget. I want another bounce. Remember the squish and the recoil of the bounce. Also remember to shrink tiny bit. And it also helps to view and play what you have with the play button here. So I have a squish and a bounce and a receding into the distance. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And then I'm going to have it roll out. So now as it recedes into the distance, this little circle for me, oh my gosh, okay. I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to just have it shrink and kind of go off into the distance. Okay, so let's play this. Bounce, 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 and then roll away. So now I want it to roll away into the distance there. And I'm going to zoom in again, and I'm going to have it go along that grid line off to the side. So here's a fast way to do this. You're going to take the screen that you want to copy, and you're going to select it. You see the square with the dotted square behind it? That's going to be a copy. and then a paste next to it gives you the same thing here. So once you have that, then you can use the select tool and move to the side. So I'm actually going to rotate mines, paste again. Oops. You can delete a slide. Select again. Oh, no. Select, rotate, and move it. Copy, paste, select, rotate, move. Copy, paste, select, rotate, move. So sometimes it's a bit confusing. You gotta keep looking at your frame to see where you are on your screen there. So I want the illusion of this thing rolling and moving into the distance. And copy, paste, select it, roll it, and place it. So your moves can't be too sudden. They have to really be slow and methodical. In other words, more repetitions will give you better results. And once you get the hang of these tools, everything will be so much easier. Remember, undo is your friend here. And let's play this. Let's see. Okay. All right. Now, you can play with this a little bit more, and that's the sequence of making a small animation. Let's practice that.